Hunt with passion. Never stop casting. Chase the dream. Welcome to Season 5 of Muskie Mastery Outdoors. Brought to you by Bucher Outdoors, #1 in big game fish products. And by Recon Boats. Made by craftsmen, built for fishermen.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another Muskie Quick Tips video. This week we're talking crankbaits, and specifically we're talking rock cranking. One of those things that comes through for me time and time again is clicking and ticking rocks. It's an excellent technique for when the bite is just tough. Right now we're still experiencing a very cool season so far, temperature wise. Water temps are pretty cold, and the bite is tough in many instances. We're really working for these fish. It's been a season of triggering strikes. And again, one of those techniques that works for me under these challenging conditions is clicking and ticking. The baby DepthRaider, a little downsized crankbait here, is my go-to when I'm fishing a rock reef. And I just want to kind of talk about briefly today how I'm clicking and ticking rocks with the baby DepthRaider. Now, equipment-wise, what am I fishing here? This is St. Croix's Legend Elite Muskie. They're LEM 9-foot, medium heavy, B-sprayed 80-pound test, stainless, or just a steel leader here. The baby DepthRaider, of course, in the Recon 895 tiller. So, here's what we do. First things first, you got to have a long bomb cast when you're fishing rock reefs. The goal is to really get this thing out there. The reason for that is so you can achieve maximum diving depth. Then, I'm generally speaking keeping my rod tip pointed down. You can see how fast I'm cranking this little baby DR here. And the goal is to, again, long cast and to achieve maximum running depth right away. Now, I didn't click any rocks on that particular cast, so finish with a figure 8 here and continue on. I'm going to throw another one out. There we go. Okay, now crank hot to get her down, and then once you click a rock right about there, see how I'm working this? See how I'm working this rod? Okay, now I'm off the rocks. Now I'm going to crank it. I'm going to crank it hot again. Now what I just did, I like to call this massaging the baby DepthRaider into the rocks. It's not about pounding. In the words of my good friend Joe Bucher, you can over-advertise your presence here with this bait. You want this little baby DepthRaider popping, twitching, knocking on those rocks. You don't want it pounding in the rocks. You want it popping and twitching along the rocks. That's the whole idea. A long bomb cast here. And now we're gonna just crank hot until we hit a rock. And right there. Now see how I'm working that rod. As the baby DepthRaider works into those rocks, you just want to kind of pop it, twitch it. I'm kind of pausing it, almost as if you're working a little minnow bait of sorts. And now once I feel like I'm, I just clicked another rock there. Once I feel like I'm kind of off the rocks, I crank it clean and finish with a nice big figure 8. And that's the tactic. Again, you can see the way that my hands are working the baby DepthRaider. It's not about doing this a lot. I'll show you what you don't want to do, is do one of these. I've seen this from time to time. You're cranking real hot and guys hit the rocks and they go bam, bam. Oh yeah. Not saying that can't catch a fish. All these tactics will catch fish. But that's not the tactic that's most consistent for me. The technique that is consistent, has consistently produced for me when it comes to baby DepthRaiders is really what, again, I like to use this term massaging. Watch my rod here again. I'm gonna crank hot to get her down. And now I'm going to massage the bait. Just slowly, there, I'm clicking rocks right there. Slowly tick the rocks. It's kind of more of a finesse approach to the whole crankbait thing, and that's what I'm doing with my baby DepthRaiders here to trigger fish. So there you have it, guys. There is the quick tips video this week. Cranking baby DepthRaiders, triggering strikes. It's all about triggering strikes right now. We got to make our own action because these muskies aren't, they're not chasing like crazy. So anyway, guys, really hope you enjoyed this one. And as always, thanks for watching.